Good day. Welcome to Mog Senior High School. Sir Glenn Cadiz Arandilla for creative writing. Now let's proceed to the first lesson. First lesson is fundamentals of creative writing. Now, what is this fundamentals of creative writing? Here, this learning module contains the fundamental and essential elements of creative writing. It provides the learners with a path to development or to develop their practical and creative skills in reading and writing. It is a module that introduces the students to the basic techniques of writing fiction, drama, and poetry. Now, lesson one here, imaginative writing versus technical writing. Now, the competency that we need to overcome here is, or that we will want to learn or earn, is differentiate imaginative writing from technical writing. Okay, so what I need to know at the end of the lesson, the learners are expected to first define and describe imaginative writing. Second, define and describe technical writing. And third, learn the initial steps in writing creatively. So what I know. So you know the drill in this module. Answer this on your separate notebook or any sheet of paper. This is actually a pre-test to check if whatever things you know about creative writing. So answer directly. This is a 15-item test. Now let's proceed. What's new? Think of an idea or a theme that is truly interesting to you. Select the most important aspect of that idea or theme. This will be your focus as we go along with our lesson. Now, for this activity, I want you, or before we will begin or forward to the next activities, I want you to think of the things what that is of interest, or what are your interests. Ask yourself, and I want you to focus on your interest. Later on, we will have that for our writing activities. Now, what is creative writing and imaginative writing? The word creative is defined in varied ways. It is the ability to create. Imaginative, characterized by originality and expressiveness. Creative writing is therefore generally defined as writing that is imaginative, creative, and original. This generally covers all areas of fiction, such as first, novels, next, short stories, third, poetry, and others. However, it can also include non-fiction, such as feature articles for magazines. Generally, the writing process is a series of basic steps that lead to an organized thought communicated to a reader. It involves presenting your opinions, impressions, and insights clearly about preferred subject or theme. However, take note, the kind of writing that you do as means of self-expression is quite different from writing that you submit as school requirement. So there's a big difference. In creative writing is a form of artistic expression that draws on imagination to convey meaning through the use of imagery, narrative, and drama. This genre includes poetry, fictions that includes novels, short stories, scripts, screenplays, and creative nonfiction. Creative writing is also defined as any writing that goes outside the bounds of normal profession, journalistic, academic, or technical forms of literature, typically identified by an emphasis on narrative creative character development and the use of literary tropes or the various traditions of poetry and poetics. On the other hand, imaginative writing is a mode of writing characterized by inventiveness. So I want your imaginations to work here. Inventiveness of situation, perspective, or story. and distinguished from other modes such as expository and persuasive writing. The term is used synonymously with creative writing. So, genre of creative writing. Take note, we have poetry, prose, and drama. So, we will discuss it later on. So, in prose, there is also fiction that includes novels, novelettes, short stories, and also creative nonfiction. As for drama, you have tragedy and comedy. The world of creative and imaginative writing. Generally, ideas flow once you begin writing. But it's not easy, I know, because when we write, it's hard to begin. And then, how much more? It is very difficult to end. Okay? Just like the struggles now in the modern world, the most of the students or most of us are into the digital world. Okay, we just love to scroll over through our cell phones, but we don't as much as write. Okay, so if you're planning to write a short story, you should fairly have an idea of the theme of the story. You must be already aware of the conflict that you or your characters will face. You can already imagine the details and scenery that you will describe. Right? Some beginning writers are wary about style. So you can check whatever is your interest and you can create your own style. Generally, style takes shape as you write honestly and truthfully. You can pick up the style on other writers by reading their works, but never imitate completely. So, this is one of the reminders when we write. As much as possible, we do it originally. Okay? We should not imitate completely. We can use the material as an inspiration, but do not imitate them or copy them totally. Different writers writing in varied ways. Some begin with interesting opening dialogue, others start with small scattered ideas. So, check what are the things. So, here are some helpful approaches you can adopt when you begin writing. So, when you begin writing, check out this one. First, read all forms of writing. Keep a notebook handy. It's very, very good because any moment of any time of any day, an idea pops up. So, it's good that you have a notebook and then write it. Learn to appreciate the magic and power of words. Observe how people talk and relate to one another. Clip articles of interest from previous newspapers and magazines. So, since we are um, in the social media, so there are articles in the social media, try to screenshot, try to save, and read. Read anecdotes, song lyrics, Facebook posts, and description of people and other things, and films, painting, dance, and music. When you have written something, read it aloud or even record it. So it's easy since you have your own cell phones or other gadgets. Ask somebody to check your work. Other people can see your faults better than us, so you can ask for honest opinions from them. Keep an open mind about criticism, so don't get hurt. It's hard when you have your original work be criticized, but it is for the betterment of your output. Understand the possibilities of intertextual forms. What you write, whether a poem or story or a play, so whatever is your interest, then do it. Now, in contrast to that, what is technical writing? A technical writing is a type of writing where the author is writing about particular subject that requires direction, instruction, or explanation. This style of writing is a very different purpose and different characteristics other than writing styles such as creative writing, academic writing, and business writing. And technical writing is very straightforward with easy to understand explanation and instruction dealing with particular subjects. Some examples of technical writing: first, instruction manuals, policy manuals, process manuals, user manuals, book reports, research paper, instruction for assembling product, business letters, memorandum. So you notice that these examples are very technical. You can see them and encounter them in businesses, in works, in teaching profession, in other related works compared it to the imaginative writing, you can write it anywhere. Here, you have to see to it that it is very understandable in dealing with the work. Okay, so it's more. Now, pre-activity. In your notebook, answer the following questions in your own words. So, 1. Explain in 3 sentences why creative writing is considered imaginative writing. How will you write short paragraphs or short stories creatively? So, later on, as a teacher, I'll be creating an assessment for that. So, answer that in your notebook. Activity 1, look for the following reading materials in the internet. So, I want you to research these materials. 8. The tortoise and the hare. B. The legend of Maria Makiling. C. A sample of a memorandum. D. Newspaper articles or headline. E. Sample diary. In each reading material, identify the subject, purpose, and audience. In 1 sentence, describe each reading material as to whether it is an imaginative writing or a technical writing. Write your answer in your separate notebook. Again, as a teacher, I'll do this one. Okay? But I want you to focus this on the following materials. Okay? Now, another one. In your notebook, match each item in column A with the type of writing found in the column B. Write a letter of your answer in your notebook. Column A, column B. Alright, so congratulations. You are now done with lesson 1 and we will proceed later on to lesson 2. But I want you to go back to the module and read it again and answer the questions and activities in your separate notebook. Thank you.